Hi, I'm Caroline, and I'm just going to talk today a little bit more about my journey to, self-knowledge, I suppose, because we never get to completion because we're always evolving. But it's all about following, the thoughts that I've had about myself and my journey after bipolar highs and lows. Following yesterday, where I talked about being in your power, really, when you come to that, it's very much about staying in yourself and knowing your choices are your choices. And to do that, you really have to take a look at what beliefs you're living within. And if I have a belief, for example, that I'm always going to be bipolar, what does that mean anyway? Does that mean I'm always going to be ill? Does that always mean I'm going to be a victim of my moods and have no control? Does it mean that I'm always going to be depressed or too happy? No, because actually, I don't believe that we can't heal. So let me turn it round. I believe that we can self heal from everything. I believe that as we heal a cut. I mean, I had a burn on my hand there, and it was a really bad burn. I picked up a hot cold. I was working with some ash and didn't realize it was really hot. And it was a real bad burn. And I said to it, I'm really sorry, hand, for burning. And, it's not going to scar. I know it. And a lot of people, oh my God, I didn't put a thing on it. Just by the power of my intention, it's healed. And it's the same way. If we don't believe we can heal from bipolar, we won't heal from bipolar. We'll think we are at the will of anything else and it's just our life. Well, if you accept your lot, that's a choice. I don't. So my paradigm, my choice, my belief is not aligned to the general consensus. And that's fucking hard. I use the F word because it's relevant. It's bloody hard work because there is society, so much pressure saying it's genetic, it is this, it is that, like a fact. Well, I don't believe that. And I've proved it because I didn't get a section when I stayed off medication. But it's not been easy, I can tell you. But you have to do a lot of kind of fine tuning and kind of investigative work on yourself. If we choose a reality, we are choosing to live by certain rules. Yeah, so in a sense, that might be to be successful. It means you have to have this by the time you're 40. Well, if you believe that, you're always going to then go, well, I failed if I didn't. And then it becomes a very slippery surface because you can beat yourself up. And we have to look at who is making that belief. I don't believe success means that. It doesn't mean I wouldn't like to have security and a relationship and a family when I'm 40, for example, just as we said that. But if I say I'm not successful because of it, I'm going to feel like a failure, therefore. But I don't, you know? My success is being honest with people when I see them, owning my feelings, not being afraid to cry if I feel like crying. And other people would say, whoa, that's a bit emotional. Yeah, because I'm not a fucking robot, actually. So again, when we choose our paradigm, what we have to do is, if we've got this label, if we've had a label, we've had a time where we have had acute emotions and we haven't been able to cope with them, and I own that. Fine, I have been scared shitless of life. I've been scared of the world. There's wars here. There's nasty people. As a kid, I was scared. I didn't know how I could function as somebody that's really sensitive and empathic. I want to save the world. I want to see peace in the world. How do I do that? I can't just be a teacher. That's not going to bring peace or something. But when I changed my way of looking at me and my experiences, I've come up to look at what is my belief. And I've struggled. I mean, one of my recent struggles is thinking that I have to have a certain type of job to get money to then enable me to do the things I like. Instead of going, well, if I choose to do the things I like, what would that mean? I'm a musician. I've trained a lot. I've had lessons. My parents really were beautiful and gifted me that. But as an adult, I haven't believed it was worthy of my time. I've been scared to say that I like to just be a musician. So I've done all these other jobs. Why? Again, I'll come back to belief. I didn't believe that it was okay for me to be a musician. Like somebody was going to tell me off or be disappointed. Say my parents, maybe I didn't have it in the actual words. Please, Caroline, go with your dream of being a musician. So because they didn't say that in those actual words as a kid or something, I thought, I'm not allowed to do that. I have to be a teacher, I have to be an accountant, I have to do all these other things. So I've tried all those other things and it made me crazy. Yeah. And it's the same as doing the shamanic work. You know, my belief now, and was the same when I was in hospital, this isn't an illness. This is real shit. You know, we are experiencing when we're high, we have like ESP, extrasensory perception, you know, like a clairvoyant, like a medium, like a faith healer. Yeah, but we didn't know our skills. We didn't have someone to help us. Okay. So again, come back to the belief. If you believe you're going to be ill forever, well, okay, friend, but I invite you to say you don't have to think like that. If you change or open up or allow your real true beliefs, like as in your heartfelt beliefs, rather than societal, family or friends, teachers, whoever else might be in your society, if they're telling you this is the way, this is the way, you know, I went along with that, but kind of going, yeah, but I don't feel it. Okay, I have to go along. No, I don't feel it. You know, you have a real dichotomy inside, you have a trauma inside, and it's really hard. And I've lived like that for a long time, feeling split, feeling almost like multi-personality disorder, if you want to, you know, use a diagnosis, going, I'm sure I think this, oh, but everyone says that. Oh, what's the right thing? And again, this is, if you stand in your power, you go, ho, 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 whatever you think, guys, that's not what I think. Yeah, and I have it with my family because I love my family, but they don't have the desire to look into shamanic healing, spirituality, different dimensions, new earth, evolution in the way that I have the passion for. So when I talk to them, it's like I'm choosing, I kind of have to alter how I am so that they don't get worried. Because if I talk to out there, it's like, it's a bit fruity. Does that mean she's crazy again? And I know they don't really think it so black and white, but that it's brought up a lot of fear in me. And I don't mind admitting that, in a sense, it's not their fault. It's showing in me some underlying fears that I am still working towards owning what the fuck I believe in, which is that actually I'm a really old soul and I can do shamanic stuff and everyone can. Hey, I'm not putting myself on a pedestal here. I'm not saying that, but it's about me and me allowing myself to be all that I am and somebody that can journey and speak with spirits and have visions. You know, I get visions, and again, we can all do that. It's to do with undoing your third eye, your pineal gland, you know, and you can look up that yourself. People maybe that are bipolar, maybe you took acid and it woke up, blew the doors of perception off. Aldous Huxley, you know, go read that book. You know, or maybe you've developed a way through meditation or whatever, but you know, we all have these different skills. But for me, the importance of in your own journey, rather than comparing and worrying, you know, on that sense, is owning it's okay to believe what you believe in. And despite what other people feel, think, understand, worry, like basically flick at you through their interaction with you, that standing in the power is something that I'm really having to push in myself and kind of mantra every day. No, this is my reality. This is how I choose to live my life, and it's okay. Like, I give myself permission to be a writer, to be a musician, to speak on videos like this, and hopefully one day maybe in front of people, really to encourage people. Like, you can do this too. You do not have to live in this fearful way where you know, the beliefs of society and the psychiatrists who, you know, they want to help us, sure, but it's not helpful to jab us in the arse and keep us like for 2 years. Like, how is that helping? You know, we need to be around healers. We need to be around clairvoyants. You know, if you've never spoken to any of this, look online. I mean, I lived when I was working as an accountant. You know, I lived through Facebook. purely because it funnels a lot of stuff to the different forums, because you've got groups, haven't you, on Facebook? So I'm in, like, healers and light workers or whatever, and the things that people post, it's just fed my soul to go, my God, it's not just me. I'm not alone in feeling when I meet someone, I know you from a past life. Why is it some people you have this beautiful energy with, and other people you're like, I don't need to know you? It's not random. The brain, the mind, the science world would love to go, no, it has to be like this and it's this theory. Fine. But again, if that's your theory, if that's your paradigm, well, you probably might suffer quite a lot, because that makes life quite horrible, actually. Very cold and calculated, like we're all robots and it's just like this. And it ain't like that. Well, for me, it's not. For me, there is not such a thing as coincidence. Everything is your path opening up for you, and a destiny and a beautiful life. And again, you can look at all this stuff. You can talk to the cows come home, and I'm guilty of it. But, for you as somebody watching this who might be going through their healing process and thinking maybe there's another way to look at bipolar, which, is who I hope to reach, allow yourself the luxury of choosing your own belief system, despite what your parents, partner, teachers, doctors, nurses might do. Do some research, because you will find people online that think outside the box of propaganda of the TV and magazines, beyond the norm. Okay, go for it, research and choose your paradigm, and choose your own beliefs. And if you want to change it, that's okay. I'm having a whole thing about angels right now. What do angels really mean? Does it mean I'm externally validating my power, or can I own that again? That's a whole other discussion. But, it's okay to look again and go, well, is this actually serving me? Is it helping me? Or am I, you can change your belief, because if you change your belief, it kind of starts changing your reality. If you believe you're successful, you're probably going to get successful. If you don't think you're worthy of it, I've struggled with that one. You're not going to get it. So yes, I invite you to have a look at your beliefs and see how they're affecting you and your inner workings, and what you do in your day. Okay. Blessings to you, and I wish you well on your journey, and happy full moon. If there's things you want to release, go check up at like full moon releasing ceremony or something, because I'm going to be doing that later. Get rid of some more layers of things that I don't need anymore. Okay.